Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to use the curve fitting tool in MATLAB. So if we will proceed to the MATLAB, we can find this tool in the Applications category. Here it is. Let's start it. We can see the main menus here. But before we can use it, we must have some data first. In the real life, you can have it from some sensors, from some data acquisition modules or whatever. But for this example, I will just input some simple data vectors. Okay, so let's go back to our tool. We have two data vectors. We can give here the name for our feed. So, for example, I want to establish some correlation or between these two vectors. So here we're going to select vector A and here vector B. So I have here AutoFit selected, so it will be trying to fit some mathematical correlation between these two data vectors once it receives the data and the method for establishing this correlation. So here we can see that we have the polynomial method, and here we can choose the degree of our linear model. So you can increase the degree and your model will be more complicated, but it will be more precise. And it's really handy to have this AutoFit. You can just vary the degree of your model, and you can very quickly see how it fits between your data points. And if this fitting satisfies you, here you can see your model equation and the coefficients, and even some mathematical statistical coefficients of the goodness of fit, and so on. But this is not the only method. You can choose some other, for example power, but here we don't have too many options. Smoothing spline, here you can choose it to be more smooth or more rough. Sum of sines, let's change the number of terms. We have insufficient data for this. Here we can see the Weibull method. And more interesting stuff, you actually have the custom equation method, so you can just put the equation that you will like, and it will calculate the coefficients. So you can change here. For example, I will add one more coefficient, and this comes very handy if you know the type of model that you want to create for this correlation. So this comes really handy. But this is not all. As you can see, we have the Z data here. So we can establish the correlation and create a model of the function of two variables, and it will calculate the model and create the surface for it. So I will add one more data vector. Okay, and if we go back to our curve fitting tool, we can select the Z data. And here we can see that our tool has created the surface for our data points, and we can see our data points and how they lie on the surface. Let's try polynomial method. Custom equation method. So as you can see, this is a very powerful tool for establishing the correlation between data vectors that you have obtained from data acquisition modules on the control object, for example. Okay, what else I wanted to show you is that you can actually export this data that you have received here if this model and surface satisfies you and you want to use it in the future calculations and research. You can go to File and select Print to Figure, and you can have this data as a figure, and you can use it and edit it as you like. So I think that's it. I have already told you everything I wanted to tell. So I hope this information has been useful, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section below. That's it for today. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.